Hi guys, it's Ilene here, and today we're going to make these burlap flowers. And I want to show you a little bit on how I made these different burlap flowers. Here's one. This is kind of like a scruffy looking one. It's really cute. Here's a nice full one, and here's a nice little flower like this. Now today I'm going to show you how to make these flowers. First of all, you're going to need a circle. So this is my little punch out cardboard that I use to cut out burlap pieces, and that's how I make this fray one. I did add a little glue to the edges, and it still came out like this and a messy fray, which is a nice look. But I wanted it to be more like this one here, more perfect. So to get that, what I had to do was I just grabbed my burlap, and I had to cut some out. So I'm just going to do a quick overview of what I did. I'm making a mess, my bird's falling down. But I'm grabbing some burlap and I'm just going to cut it out. A nice big piece, a rectangle, just like that. Now the rolls of burlaps are not too expensive. I think it was between $10 and $13 for a roll of burlap. It could be higher at some times of the year, depending, because you can buy them at the hardware store, like at Canadian Tire, Rona, and those places, and they'll sell them in rolls to cover up your bushes and all that kind of stuff in fall. And then sometimes at Christmas time now that they'll have them out again, but sometimes the prices will be higher because people are using them to make wreaths. So then I just lie it down on my plastic. So this is the raw burlap, and this is the burlap I use to cut around here and to get this kind of a flower right here. So it just kind of falls apart, but I'm going to show you what happens. I'll just take a little piece right here, and just go down here, since it's kind of bending anyways on me. So if I were to cut this piece of circle out for my flower, which was doing, because I tried to punch and the punch would get stuck with this burlap, would get stuck into my punch, and I was using a stepping up punch, so it's a really good quality punch, but yes, it was getting stuck. So it didn't work for this particular project. So I'd cut my burlap, and then you can see it's kind of coming apart a little bit there, like this fraying. So then what I did was I added a little bit of glue on the edges to keep it from fraying, which worked from it coming all apart. I'm just kind of dabbing it around. But then you get that look of, and look at all the burlap coming onto here, you get that look of a fray, and it's not a complete circle. It still worked, and it made this, so once they were dry, I just folded in half and then folded into a quarter and made these little rosette type things. But to get these nice perfect round pieces, I had to actually try something else. So sorry guys, I took out my Mod Podge, and I put Mod Podge all on one side, and then I let it dry overnight because I didn't want no sticky pieces on my stamp because my stamp was quite expensive and I didn't want it to gum it up. So I'll just put Mod Podge all over. So that was my experiment, because I'm like looking at these pieces that you can pick up at the store. These, I'll show you in 1 second here. These pieces that you pick up at the store, these ones are nice and soft, but these ones are stiff, and they obviously ironed on some kind of backing to this burlap so then it wouldn't fray. And that's when I realized I gotta put some kind of backing on this, my burlap, so then I can cut it to the sizes so I could put it through I could put it through my big kicks and my flower die cuts and make those kind of flowers, and then I can punch flowers and make little rosettes. I can even use my all these different kind of punches that I can use with this once you get the backing on it, because then it's as long as you got a good quality punch, it'll work. And it stiffens it up and protects it from fraying, which is really nice. And this has got strength to it. The sides get gooeyed up. So yeah, just keep going and going with this. Okay, so then you have the whole thing covered, and you let it dry overnight. And some of it'll come through, and what I do is I just kind of like to wipe up some of the glue. But that's just because I don't want it to stick to the paper or to the plastic as much as possible. So that's just me. Then you just put it back on. And I let that dry. Then what comes out is this nice clear look on the burlap. This one I punched out now, because now I can use my puncher, circle punch, and it's nice and stiff so I can do my circles. See? They're perfect. You can throw these in your die cutter, into your big hicks, and do your any kind of shapes that you have for that. And there we go. So that's how you make your circles. And you gotta make sure you got the glue everywhere, or they will stick, even on spots that you missed the glue, the Mod Podge. Oh yeah, I'll show you these ones anyway. So I use one as a base, and what I do is I just need to get some of that glue off my fingers. Okay, so what I do with my hot glue is fold one in half. Got glue still stuck to my fingers. Like that, and then into a quarter. That half folds into a quarter. I put a little bit of glue on the inside, just a dab, or you can burn yourself, and a dab on the outside. Then you're holding this down, just like that. And that's how you make your flowers. You just keep going around. You can use a piece of paper, or you can use a piece of felt for the base, or you could use your burlap. Half, and then into a quarter. Then you put it beside the other one. And you gotta hold it down till the glue kind of hardens a bit. And that's what you get. Oops, that's what you get. You can make these into felt with felt pieces too, the exact same way with the felt, but the felt is quite a bit more fluffy, so it's nice. With the felt, you do got to cut it around with the scissors, with whatever your circles, unless you have a die cut for the circles. So one more, and then this one will be ready, just like this one. You could throw a button in the center, and that one would be complete. If that's what you wanted. Just like that. And now you can put a button in the center. You can do a couple more. This one, you can notice here that the glue didn't quite reach this one, so it got stuck a little bit. But you could still manage it. Could have should have used it maybe for a base. You kind of let it go up and fluff out a little bit, or you can just press it really hard and have add more. This one I added 2 more than the 6 that I cut out, because you do 4 and then 2 on the top, and then I did a base as well, so cut out more pieces. Now I'm not holding it down as solid as the other ones, because I wanted to open up onto itself, and I put more glue on that one on both sides, because it's going to go right beside this one. And I'm going to use my little end of my Q-tip to kind of push them down, or toothpick. Now this is exactly how you would make the fabric the fabric ones, the felt flowers, with that many. Now with this one I squished them down, I added 2 more flowers, so it's a little fuller. And like I said, we could just stop, oops, and do buttons like this for that. And what I said before was this was the one. Now you can see how it's, you fold it, and how it's a nice frilly piece like this. And that's how that one looks. So if you like the messy look, you just add glue to the ends after you cut it out, and that's how it looks. If you want a more cleaner cut, then you have to do this part here and let it dry really well, like overnight I would suggest, because even if you do it with the heat tool, you don't want it to be gummy and then get into your very expensive punch, because that is they are very expensive, I know. So that is my embellishments, my flower embellishments. Now this one here, I just added a little bit of moss behind it. Another piece of burlap, so then I have something to glue the back to my projects, and doesn't that look cute? So you can just add burlap, you can add cardboard, roughed up cardboard, whatever, to the back, and that is a cute embellishment. Now you could just put them with your projects, or away for the next project, and that's what you got. So I hope you guys, like I said, give it a try and have fun with it. I'm not sure if I showed you. This is the one I bought. It was on sale for $1.99 at Michael's. You could tell that in the back of here they do have that base. They must have ironed on some kind of base so then it wouldn't fray. And that's where I got the idea when I was flipping over, trying to cut it, and I couldn't figure out how they did that. So the roses themselves are just rolled up burlap from the little ribbon reels. And they did the same thing with the butterflies. So you have punches, butterfly punches. If they're good quality, they'll punch through it once you do the glue. I wouldn't recommend like a cheaper punch, but a good quality should be fine. And then you could put them up with your other embellishments that you've made. So here's some of my other ones I've made here, and then you could just glue them in, or put my dot dots, just like pop-up dots, just like these ones, how they make them when they sell them. They just glue them in or pop them in. Even if you put a little dab of hot glue, it would be fine. Because you know how hot glue works, it'll peel off good. If you just put a little blop of it. And of course, throw that on there. Now, I have that hanging up to check out for what embellishments I want to use next time. So you guys, keep on making your little embellishment tags or boards like this and put them up, so then you guys can have it all ready. It's all fun. Talk to you guys later. Thank you. Bye-bye.